6,000 Chinese nationals in Champaign, Illinois, while outstanding kids from Rockford and Peoria and the Chicago suburbs cannot get in.
America, while your kid with a 4.3 GPA and a 35 ACT score just got rejected from the University of Illinois, guess who got their spot? One of the 6,000 Chinese nationals studying at a single school in the middle of a cornfield. Some of them got in using fake credentials.
A student was arrested and convicted for espionage. He is now actually back in China via a prisoner swap. That's how valuable he was.
These aren't just students. They're intelligence assets. 3 more were arrested at the University of Michigan for smuggling bioweapons.
But the overall concern here is that these international scholars may not just be here to learn, but to actually share that intelligence with foreign superpowers.
And while your kid can't get into their state school, China is building the largest intelligence network in American history, funded by your tax dollars. What is up, guys? Tyson DeLaCruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. Let me show you how American universities sold out your kids to build China's military and spy on our most sensitive research. Let me introduce you to Marissa McClary, an Illinois native whose parents both graduated from the University of Illinois. Her family has supported that school for generations. They paid taxes, they donated, they believed in the mission of educating Illinois kids, and now her own children can't get in. One of her kids has a 4.3 unweighted GPA at the top of her high school, 35 ACT score. That's in the 99th percentile. Applied to the University of Illinois computer science program. Rejected, not waitlisted, not deferred, just flat out rejected. And you know what the family had to do? Send their kid to Purdue and pay $20,000 more per year because Illinois and their own state university chose Chinese nationals over their own citizens.
Mark Andreessen, who's a very famous tech titan, somebody who's gotten pretty involved in the political arena lately, he went to University of Illinois. He came from a humble Midwestern background, and he says the University of Illinois is what gave him his launching pad to achieve all the success he did. He says he would not get in to U of I today.
Between those whack former DEI standards and international students, American kids from the Midwest don't stand a chance. But here's the part that should make your blood boil. University of Illinois only had 37 Chinese students in 2020. Today, close over 6,000. That's not organic growth. That is systematic displacement of American students. And it's happening because universities are chasing full tuition checks from wealthy international students instead of serving the citizens who fund them.
U.S. citizens and the citizens of the state of Illinois, those people are not the ones being admitted. We're systematically undermining our own technological advantage and prowess.
A Northwestern professor risking his career to speak out said it perfectly. U.S. citizens and citizens of the state of Illinois, those people are not the ones being admitted. They're systematically undermining our own technology advantage. And for what? So universities can collect 40 grand, 50 grand per year from Chinese nationals while charging Illinois residents a fraction of that. This is financial arbitrage at the expense of American families. By charging Chinese students full weight and giving American students financial aid, and the result of this, American kids get shut out from their own universities. Now, let me show you what these Chinese students are actually doing on American campuses, because this isn't just about education here. This is about intelligence collection and potentially technology theft on a massive scale.
Last October, the Department of Justice concluded a decade-long investigation, charging 4 Chinese nationals in a conspiracy, claiming they worked to recruit university professors, federal law enforcement officers, and state homeland security officials to become agents of the Chinese government.
This is not theory. This is a documented fact. Chinese nationals on American campuses are actively recruiting Americans to spy for Beijing.
In 2020, a UCLA student was arrested for attempting to conceal his ties to the Chinese government. The 29-year-old mathematics student was suspected of transferring sensitive software to the Chinese military.
Not just studying math, arming China's military with American technology developed at American universities, funded by American taxpayers. And remember the Illinois Institute of Technology case? That student was convicted of espionage after being recruited by China's Ministry State Secretary. He infiltrated defense contractors, he stole classified information, and when he was caught, China valued him so much that they sent him back in a prisoner swap. That's not a student. That is a professional intelligence officer.
At University of Michigan, there were just several indictments of Chinese nationals, students at the University of Michigan, who were sneaking bioweapons into the United States.
Not just any bioweapons here. Ones specifically designed to attack American agriculture. They were literally looking to poison our food supply. And here's what should keep you up at night. These are just the cases that we caught. How many Chinese students are on American campuses right now collecting intelligence, stealing technology, and preparing sabotage operations that we haven't discovered yet? The National Institute of Health warned individuals back in 2018, stating the NIH is aware of foreign entities have mounted systematic programs to influence NIH researchers and peer reviews. This kind of inappropriate influence is not limited to biomedical research. It has been a significant issue for the defense and energy research for some time. Systematic programs, not isolated incidents. Systematic. China has built an intelligence infrastructure inside American universities, and we're funding it. Now, let me show you how these Chinese nationals are gaming the administration system. Because it's not just that they're taking spots from American kids. Many of them are getting in through fraudulent credentials, while your kid with perfect grades gets rejected.
Why are we letting 600,000 Chinese students into our universities? It was 300 and change. Laura Ingraham asked President Trump about this, and he said, we need to do business with China. It seemed like some sort of a deal had been cut where we gave them a bone of allowing double their students.
Look, the president's view is we don't want to create an unnecessarily antagonistic relationship with China. Like, there are certainly some disagreements. There are some things where our interests collide. But we can protect our intellectual property, in the president's view, without creating an unnecessary conflict.
A Northwestern professor, again risking his career, describes students showing up on the first day that can't even say hello in English. Their application letters don't even change the university name. There's institutionalized corruption in the academic credentialing market, bribing test proctors, government officials forcing transcript changes. This is systematic fraud. And the universities know about it. They know these credentials are fake, but they don't care because Chinese students pay full tuition. At Columbia, international students make up 39% of enrollment. It was at 5% in 1965. In NYU, it's at 44%. These schools only admit 6 to 7% of applications total, but they're systematically prioritizing international students over Americans.
We're not like radically increasing the number of visas that we give to China. That's just not true. I've seen that reported. It's not true. What we are doing is trying to preserve a very delicate diplomatic balance. Like anything, there are risks and rewards and costs and benefits, but the president is trying to balance a very important relationship for the United States.
And here's how you know this isn't about education. Students contact professors asking if programs are STEM designed for immigration purposes. Not I love math or I love engineering. Will this get me the visa that I want? This is immigration fraud disguised as education. Chinese nationals use student visas to get into the United States, then exploit programs to stay years after graduation. Regular majors get 1 year to stay. STEM majors get 3 years to stay. And during that time, they're working for American companies, collecting American intelligence and sending it back to Beijing. 200 to 300,000 people per year get OPT extensions. That's 250,000 foreign nationals staying in America after graduation, many of them Chinese, working in sensitive industries while American graduates struggle to find jobs. Now, here's the part that should terrify American universities. China universities are becoming better than ours, and their cost is 1/10 of the price.
Chinese universities are ranked number 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. MIT shows up at number 13. The cost to go to MIT before financial aid, total of over $89,000.
And MIT cost $89,000 a year for tuition, housing, and food. Harbin Institute of Technology ranked 3 in the world, cost under $4,000 per year for international students. For a master's degree, it's under $5,000. That's 1/10 of the cost of MIT for higher ranked learning programs. American universities built their reputation on being the best in the world, but unfortunately, we're losing that advantage, predominantly probably because of the DEI crap. Chinese universities are a lot better in STEM fields according to the rankings here. They cost 90% less, and they're located in a country that dominates global trade. So why are we taking 300,000 Chinese students into American universities? Because our universities are addicted to the money. They don't care about educating Americans. They don't care about national security. They care about revenue. Now, let me show you what happens when somebody in power actually decides to do something about this particular disaster. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth just announced the Pentagon is cutting all ties with Harvard University.
As part of my commitment to restore the warrior ethos within the War Department, it's imperative to stay mission-focused across the full spectrum of expenditures.
Translation, we're not sending millions of dollars, sending officers to universities that hate America or partner with China.
Campus research programs have partnered with the Chinese Communist Party. University leadership encouraged a campus environment that celebrated Hamas, allowed attacks on Jews.
DEI was literally founded at Harvard, and we're sending our military's best officers there to get indoctrinated with globalist ideology. Hegseth is discontinuing all graduate-level professional military education, fellowship, and certified programs between Harvard and the War Department starting 2026 to 2027 school year. And he's not stopping there. He ordered all military branches to evaluate all Ivy League programs to determine if they actually deliver value or if they're just expensive indoctrination centers.
Too many of our officers came back looking too much like Harvard. Heads full of globalist and radical ideologies that do not improve our fighting ranks.
That's the problem. We send warriors to Harvard, and they come back woke as a joke bureaucrats who care more about pronouns than lethality. By the way, if you want to see the full story and documentary of Chinese nationals taking over American universities, please check out Steve Cortez's documentary entitled China's College Takeover. The link for that will be in the description below. It is a deep dive into everything I'm covering here. Cortez did the investigative work that mainstream media refuses to do here. America, your kid with a 4.3 GPA and a 35 ACT just got rejected from the University of Illinois so that 6,000 Chinese nationals could take their spot. Some are intelligence officers collecting classified information, and universities don't care or give a crap because Chinese students pay full tuition. 300,000 Chinese nationals are studying at American universities right now. They're stealing technology, recruiting spies, and building intelligence networks that will be used against us in the next war. And we're funding it with tax dollars while American kids get shut out of their own state schools. Pete Hegseth proves that there's a solution. Cut them off. No more partnerships with universities that hate America and partner with China. No more pretending this is about cultural exchange when it's actually systematic espionage. Chinese universities are now ranked higher than ours in the STEM field. American universities sold out our kids for Chinese money, and now they're losing their competitive advantage. Let me know what you think about this. Drop it down in the comments section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.